Upon arrival at Kane Elementary School, we had the chance to speak with Scott Parmenter, who is the Senior Helpdesk Technician at Marlborough Public Schools and City of Marlborough. He was overshadowing several of the Marlborough City interns, allowing us to catch a glimpse of what their day-to-day schedules were like.
What we do is we look over the technical support for the whole entire City of Marlborough. That includes the Marlborough Public Schools, the Marlborough Police Department, the Fire Department, Recreation, you name it, anything municipality-wise, DPW. So we just do technical support and, purchase the devices that they require to do their jobs, handle all of the emailing system and, surveillance cameras, wireless access points, everything IT related.
We started off asking him what the interns were working on this summer.
The interns, well, actually, after the students became one-to-one devices, so now for every student, there's a device that goes along with the student. We're primarily having them enroll and upkeep all of the devices that are in the schools for like Chromebooks and iPads. So that's mainly what we work on right away. But then towards the end of the summer, they'll start doing like, the labs, like we have iMac labs. Surveillance cameras have to be replaced or wireless access points. We'll start teaching into the management systems that we have at the schools. But primarily what we're doing this summers now is, enrolling Chromebooks and enrolling iPads for the students to be able to get going and get right on in and working on, curriculum-based devices.
Following this, we wanted to know exactly what he was hoping these interns would learn during their weeks here working in the schools.
To be honest with you, I think the best thing I would hope they learn is that it takes a lot to get the student devices in their hands for learning. I think they kind of take the device, and just go with it, not know all the hard work that gets into putting in those devices so they can learn off of them for IT related. But of course, I would love for them to learn, just the basics of what the IT department does and, day in and day out.
We were also curious to know if he himself was learning anything from these interns.
So I'm just learning actually how to work with the students and seeing, what they have as issues on their side, which is this is a perfect opportunity for us to hear from them, to say like, hey, if you guys are having an issue, let us know how it can be easier for you to learn off of the devices that we provide them. Are you having wireless issues with the devices? Are you having, specific issues with the device itself? I can learn that from them, which is, immeasurable.
Landing this position was no easy task, as Scott has been working in IT for many years and is certified in several different areas.
Well, that's a good path. I went to electronics at Aspet Valley. I graduated in 2001, and then I got a job at this company called Pixlink in Marlborough, and I worked there for 18.5 years. And I was progressed as a technician, then a senior technician, then a service technician, then a service manager. The company builds, LCD modules, and devices for, POS systems and stuff. And then they needed help with IT related stuff, so I actually did the IT for that business for 3 to 4 years. And then my friend Judson, who also works for the City of Marlborough, was like, dude, you have to work here. You're very social, you're great with computers, and you do IT related stuff already. And then, so I tried out for it when I saw the position open, and here I am.
Being as qualified as he is, Scott had this to say when we asked him about his family and friends coming to him with any and all of their tech-related questions.
Absolutely, yes, 120%. They come to me for every single IT-related questions. Well, it's good. I'll take it because that's only going to help me to help the City of Marlborough.
Between untraditional hours and added responsibilities from the pandemic, Scott mentioned the road to be rocky at times, but worthwhile in the end.
Yeah, because we certainly do not have the traditional 9 to 5, because it's, with the police department, the fire department, they're having issues at any time. The school was, the power outage happens, we have to make sure all the switches are working and the whole network is back up and running. And then we have just issues like school committee meetings and the city council meetings, just make sure that all that's up and running. And people contact us at all hours, and we're, in IT, we know that if something doesn't get done, something has to falter. We take it upon ourselves to really try our best to make sure that things go smoothly, especially network-wise, and emailing, just anything for that matter, IT related. So speaking of COVID, that was huge. That's actually what brought upon the one-to-one device for the students. And when it first came about, we had enough devices, but do we have enough devices that can go into the actual students' hands and actually work and have Zoom available and have everything done? We worked several hours, well beyond the hours. There was, I worked here till 8, 9 o'clock at night, working at the Whitcomb Middle School, just making sure that there was well more than enough devices to go to the students when, they were working remote. And, it can get tough sometimes, but it's well worth it because you're doing it for the greater good of the students.
We then spoke with some of the IT interns to hear what they had to say regarding their assigned responsibilities.
Right now we're just enrolling Chromebooks and stuff, removing accounts, cleaning them, make sure they're ready for next year for the other grades and everything. Yeah.
So recently we've been going through all of the Chromebook carts in all the elementary schools, cleaning them out, doing some cable management so they're all nice and neat and easily accessible. We've also been enrolling Chromebooks at the Whitcomb Middle School and the high school for incoming students and for future uses.
When asked about what they had been learning, we encouraged them to also express exactly what they were looking to gain from the experience.
We're pretty early into the internship so far, so to start, we've worked on the Chromebooks and setting them up on the network, which was really interesting because I didn't really know how that stuff worked. From here on, I hope we do more just working with software and apps and stuff. I think that would be cool.
I want to learn more about fixing computers, be able to code and stuff.
I definitely learned that collaboration is key in any work environment. Having a good team to collaborate with, making sure we're all doing our own parts, making sure that everyone's working to their strengths. I'm excelling with cable management right now. Other interns are really good at cleaning the Chromebooks, so being able to work in a team has been really key.
Internships can be a great opportunity if taken advantage of at any age, serving as a sort of stepping stone along the way for many.
I'm not too sure yet, but I'm hoping it's something in technology, and going down IT is really interesting. So I'm glad to have this opportunity.
My dream job would be architecture, just building stuff, It's always been cool, fascinating. Yeah, I've always have something on me, technology, Apple Watch, Apple stuff, everything.
I'm gonna be a sophomore this coming fall at UMass Amherst. My dream job would probably be working at Google, since I heard that their team environment is really great there.
Finding out about opportunities like such is definitely the first step in the right direction. So before we let them get back to work, we had to ask about how they were able to find these summer positions.
I found about the program from my friend that did one of the internships.
I'm in touch with the high school career specialist, Amanda Chenier, and she recommended that I apply for this internship over the summer.